I wanted to play more. I just didn't want my video on my YouTube to be 5,000 hours long. I'm trophy hunting, or trying to. I did read that some of the trophies on here are bugged, which kind of stinks. That's okay. I will do the best I can and get what I can, and then maybe when it fixes, I'll just get it, and then boom, platinum trophy. I normally don't trophy hunt. I tell myself, oh, I'm gonna do this, and then I never do. So I figured I'd do it since I'm on vacation. So I'm in the middle of another run. I'm gonna work towards a few trophies that I know I need to get. I have a small guide, that way I'm a little less wandering around getting duplicate princesses. Especially when I know I need to get certain ones. So I can do that. Make sure the stream is up okay. Yeah. Perfect. So where was I? I want to get the razor. I am curious about that one. Ooh. That's creepy. Let me see my memories. Yeah, because I'm missing a lot of Act 3 princesses. And I probably have to get all these too to complete the gallery, which won't be fun. I am missing a few of these too. I'm sure I'll get these as I proceed though. Did I get all these? I did. Okay. So let's continue. Oh, okay, so it just pulled me back here. That's fine.
Okay, a mercy.
I already made the mistake and I consoled the voice about the mirror when I should honestly do the opposite so I get a trophy, but that's fine. There's always other playthroughs. Okay. This is our fine and dandy. I'm ready to go back.
I await your return, but it will get. We will meet again.
And I die. So...
You're on a path in the woods.
Let me...
And at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a prince.
What's joining? I wanted to check out the razor. That sounds interesting. Okay, I got the stranger. I got the damsel. Do I have the adversary? I don't have the adversary. Well, let me just go in order. Let me just go. Let's get the adversary. I'll just go.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. A warning, she will... We're not going to ignore...
It'll move faster. Okay, so I want to take the blade.
You take the blade...
into the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by her voice.
Who's there?
She sounds... Don't let it fool...
I want to continue down
Good.
the stairs.
You're still listening to reason. You walk down the stairs. She's so cold. Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
What? No way! Why would you even think that? Tighten my grip.
You ignore the trembling in your hands and tighten your grip on the blade.
You poor thing.
You step forward. Your grip...
I'm probably...
Slay the princess.
Doubt, unfortunately, a moment of distraction.
And finish the job.
You and the princess stare at each...
The adversary, perfect. Okay. Let's proceed to the cabin. Hi, baby kitty. What are you doing? Oh,
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and
Lying and cheating doesn't sound like her at all. Not that it matters. It's not like she can lie or cheat in the middle of a fight.
Are you sure about that? The point of my warning wasn't to start an argument over what circumstances the princess is capable of lying in. It was to give you some broadly applicable advice. The princess will do and say whatever she thinks it will take to get her out of there. So don't trust her. Ever. Are we clear?
Crystal. Let's just get on with it already.
Get off my phone, baby kitty. Oh, there we go.
The cabin is tighter than its exterior would suggest. Its cold stone walls press in on you, as if trying to forcefully direct you towards your destination. The only furniture of note is a black iron altar with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
And yet again, I seem to have more luck. I'll get the chapter 2 trophies by not taking the blade with me. Baby kitty, why are you being so bad, huh? You want attention? I'm playing my game. So I'm just going to enter the basement. No blade needed.
This time. Right then, fisticuffs it is. Probably more fair to her anyway. Wouldn't want to feel like we cheated
Oh, the
our way to
fisticuffs.
a win.
As long as you can still get the job done. And don't forget that the blade is waiting for you upstairs if you happen to change your mind. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a rough stone staircase, its walls pressing at your sides and tightening as you descend. The air seeping from below is heavy and oppressive, with an almost sulphuric odor to it. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her fierce voice carries up the stairs.
Is that another challenger? Finally. It's been ages since I've had a good fight.
This isn't what she sounded like last time. Her voice is a little deeper, almost threatening.
Good. Sounds like my kind of princess.
As much as I appreciate the enthusiasm, just make sure you don't let your bloodlust get to your head. You need to stay focused and keep your wits about you. Remember, you're here to slay the princess, not to have a good fight. As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view, a large shackle leading from her wrist to the basement wall. Looks like she could rip those chains out of the wall without a second thought.
Oh, it's you again. I've been hoping you'd find your way back here. Good to see that death doesn't stick for either of us. But no little knife this time, huh? Ugh. I hope you're not just here to chat. I've been itching for a rematch. Aside from your empty hands, you look exactly the same.
Alright, fine. If you're not going to address it, I will. What? You've already met the princess? The princess has already met you, and the two of you killed each other. Did you think you'd be able to just openly talk about all that without me noticing? Maybe. You did seem to just gloss over the whole thing for a while. Of course I glossed over it. When a colleague says something insane, glossing over it is one of the best ways to stay focused and keep moving forward. But enough is enough. I believe you, and that's all the more reason to take this seriously. You don't know that whatever brought the two of you back to life isn't a fluke. And beyond that, do you know who doesn't remember anything that happened last time? Me. I don't remember. Are you okay? Of course I'm not okay. As far as we're all concerned, the fate of my world is still very much on the line. Not all of us have the luxury of jumping over to a parallel universe the second we die. I know. You and the princess have been talking about it. You don't have to be so snarky.
Why? You didn't want to talk last time. Are you scared I'm going to kill you again? No, I remember you all right. Best 3 minutes of my life. So, why don't we do it again? Or are you scared I'm going to put you down for good this time?
Are you just going to let her talk to us like that? We're not scared. I think my position on violence in this situation is already more than clear, but you really shouldn't let yourself be goaded so easily. There's more at risk in this encounter than your fragile ego. I agree. If we're going to fight her, we need a weapon.
Turn around and leave. Yeah, I'm not fighting a giant demon lady.
Oh, you've got another thing coming if you think you can just turn around and leave.
As you step towards the stairs, you hear the heavy creak of straining metal, and then a snap. She's loose. You have to make a decision, and you have to make it fast.
Okay, team, what are we thinking? Run like hell, or die? Let's just run like hell.
You do your best to scramble up the stairs before the princess can reach you. You practically feel her steamy breath on the back of your neck, but you manage, just barely, to throw yourself over the threshold and slam the heavy stone doors behind you. You're safe, if only for a moment.
The blade. Take the blade from the altar.
You take the blade from the altar.
Finally.
Do you think this door is enough to hold me? You're not getting out of this. I don't care how many things I have to break. I'm getting the fight I want.
The entire cabin shakes as the princess throws herself against the basement door. It's huge and made of stone. We're fine, right?
Of course we are. Any second now she's gonna break through that entryway. And we're finally going to get to do what we came here to do.
Another impact shakes the cabin, a massive gash splitting its way up the stone doors.
Here she comes.
The doors explode outwards, shards of stone clattering against the walls as the princess emerges from the basement.
At least you finally have a weapon. Good.
We're doomed! In a fit of violence, the princess explodes across the room and closes the gap between you. You do your best to defend yourself from her onslaught. You're sorely outmatched. For every wound you inflict on her, she inflicts 2 on you until, finally, you're no longer able to so much as stand. Your body is giving out.
Giving out? No, nobody's giving out. We're just getting started.
Don't be delusional, it's over. You fall to your knees.
Is that it? You're supposed to be tougher than this. Come on, get up. Keep fighting me.
No, this isn't right. Listen to me. Listen to her. We can do this.
We can't.
Why won't you get up?
She kicks you in the chest, splinters from your shattered ribs stabbing into your heart and lungs. Your vision starts to swim. Finally, her face, twisted into an expression of disappointment and fury, fades. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Oh, okay, well, I didn't get the adversary, so I have to do that again. But I got the Eye of the Needle, okay.
You're on a path in the wood. If you weren't so damned afraid of what she'd do to you, we wouldn't have died back there. Fear is good. Fear keeps us alive. We died because you didn't have enough of it. So what? You'd have us cower in a corner? No, but that place suits her better than it suits us. She's big. We can't hope to find holes and openings down there. We need more room if we're going to survive. Are you suggesting luring her into the woods? Do you have any idea how dangerous that would be? If you lose sight of her, if she manages to slip away, that's it. Game over for everyone, yourself included. Are you not challenging us on all the looping? Have you known about it the whole time? Are you the same one we've been talking to since the beginning? Sorry to disappoint what I'm sure must feel like a grand revelation, but that's not what's going on here. We've never met. It doesn't matter. We could go in circles forever. I don't like staying still for too long. Let's get to the cabin, see this through. It's good to know that at least one of you is still capable of reason. We may have the same destination, but we're not the same. You are still an other, and I don't trust you. It isn't long before you find yourself at the end of the path, staring up the hill at the cabin. I hope you've given serious thought to your predicament. No last advice for us? No words of warning? From what I gather, you've heard it all before. There's no use screaming into the wind. I don't know, screaming sounds pretty good right about now. I could use a little catharsis. Catharsis is for when we're finished. For now, we need to hold it out in front of us, something to chase. The interior of the cabin is suffocatingly tight, more of a glorified tunnel than a building. Its stone walls squeeze against your sides, leaving you no choice but to press forward. The only furniture of note is an iron altar jutting out from the wall, a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you're going to do this right. See? We have even less space than before. We need space or she'll kill us. And the only space is out there. Take it. You take the blade from the altar. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. Good. There's no overcoming her without it. We need every part of us to survive, and that steel claw is as much a part of us as any. You step forward and approach the door to the basement, hesitating before you open it, as if you don't see it. You always see is a damned mirror. It's a bit grimy. You reach forward and drag your hand across the door leading to the basement. As if on command, it slowly slides open, scraping against the floor as it reveals the dim path ahead. Before you is what may as well be a sheer cliff face. There are enough footholds that you'll be able to clamber your way to the bottom, but it will require careful effort. The air hissing up from below is warm and wet, like the breath of an enemy locked in close quarters. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice, bold and fierce and impatient, echoes from the chamber below.
Do you have more fight in you than last time? That was such a disappointing show. I know you can do better than that.
Goat her. Rile her up. If she's angry, she'll make mistakes.
Dead certain. Everything inside of me screams for it.
We need to get closer. She needs to see us to give chase. You've nowhere to go but down. You start the difficult journey, gripping the stone, lowering yourself foot by grueling foot. But soon, there is solid ground beneath you. Remember, every crack and crevice will need to be faster than her. You turn to face what lies at the end of the narrow tunnel. The princess, imposing and tightly muscled, grins back at you from the darkness. Her face widens into a broad grin.
There you are, knife in hand. How thrilling! Attack me, bleed me, twist the blade in my flesh, break your bones against my body. I want a real challenge this time.
We can't get that close. She'll kill us in the tight space, steel claw or not. Make her come to us, stand beyond her chains, and let her become frenzied. She'll break them. Then we run. I really don't like the sound of this. It's the only way we live.
Well, what are you waiting for? If we're going to do this right, you can't be scared. You need to want this as much as I do. So go on. Make the first move. Don't keep me waiting. This again? What does free even mean? Here and there, none of that matters. I'm always in a body. I'm always in one place. Why do you act like you know me better than I know myself? I had what I wanted. I had something perfect and it ended. And now that it's gone, you just keep dangling it in front of me. It's more than teasing. It's cruel. It's cowardly. It's selfish. I know.
Bloody desire in her eyes, the princess rushes forward, ignoring her chains as they bend and snap. Run. Without hesitation, you turn back the way you came and scramble up the ledge towards the tunnel entrance. As you near the top, hands desperately clawing at jagged stone, you glance back. The princess is right on your heels. She doesn't bother to scale the wall as you do, instead digging deep into the rock of the cliff face with her fingertips in her rabid pursuit.
Anywhere you go, I will follow.
Good. You reach the ledge and hoist yourself up into the tunnel, the cabin door finally in sight, at once within your grasp and infinitely distant.
What is all of this for? What's the point? You and I are always going to end in violence, so why bother to run? I know what I am. Why can't you be the same? Little bird, where do you think you're going?
We're almost there. Don't think about almost. We're there when we're there. And we'll take the fight with us. Your skin hums tight with adrenaline as you burst through the cabin door and roll onto the grass. You glance back at the cabin as the princess, singular in her desire to destroy you, explodes through the doorway. You are walking a dangerous path. If you waver once, it's all over. So get it right.
There's nothing left to slow me down. Do you think this is better for you? Do you think this space gives you an edge? Then show me! Show me that you've been worth all the room you've taken up in my head!
Do it! Be swift, strike true, be where she's not. Let your body move you. You leap from the grass and bound towards the princess, keeping low.
Charging me head on? Brave and foolish.
Her body braces for impact, anticipating the clash.
That's where you're both wrong. Left, now!
As the princess strikes, your body swerves to the left. She overextends, stumbling as her balance shifts unexpectedly. Strike. Before you can finish the thought, you lash out, the blade slicing through her leg. She turns to swing again. Right. You move out of the way, but this time it's not quite as clean. You can feel a bruise already blooming where her elbow crashed into flesh. It's nothing. A scratch. Yes, it could be worse. And you manage to gift her another cut in return. I'll be damned. We're actually going to pull this off, aren't we? You just might. But don't let it get to your head. Not until it's over.
Yes, finally! This is the hole I felt in my heart. This is what I've needed. This is what I've been missing. This is how it always needed to end. Both of us giving it our all, beating and bleeding each other to death.
The two of you engage in a devastating flurry of blows, each of you wounding the other again and again. She's stronger, but you're faster, and the deeper the both of you fall into your lethal dance, the more your edge shines over hers. She's slowing down, blood pouring from wounds, splattering at her feet, leaving her weak and unsteady.
More! Keep going, we can't stop, now!
You spy an opening, but this time she's waiting for you. She lets you sink the blade deep, trapping you in place long enough to wrap you in her impenetrable arms. You're slammed to the ground.
Nothing! These blows are nothing to us!
But her gambit wasn't enough to close the gap. It wasn't enough to kill you. She stares you down, coughing up a splash of blood as she gasps for breath.
You've outplayed me, haven't you? Something feels wrong. Something...
And? She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now? But it feels so bad. Like looking into it right now is going to be the end of everything. That thing reeks of death.
Screw the mirror, we just need to find the princess!
Okay. If you say so, we'll trust you. I'd like to be somewhere nice.
Maybe there'll be a good fight there. Maybe we'll find her again.
I am a growing chorus of contradiction. All of me is...
Okay. Let's go back.
I will be here when it is time for us to meet again.
Okay, that should be the Eye of the Needle, Burning Heart. Yep, bring the Eye of the Needle to her. Okay.
You're on a path in the woods. And
So I didn't get the adversary, so I'll have to go back and do that one.
And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Let's see, but I'm going to keep moving on. I want to do different ones. Because I can clean up afterwards. The beast, I did the beast earlier. I'll do that one again later. The prisoner. Okay. Did that one last night, but I don't mind doing it again. Because I got something different, I think. Yeah, prisoner. I still need that one.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Oops. I don't want the auto. There we go. Okay, so silently continue to the cabin.
You make your way up.
Proceed into the cabin. Take the blade. Into the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open.
I'll continue down the stairs.
You're still listening to reason.
Okay, what? No way. Where did you ever think that?
That giant.
Okay, and then I'm gonna drop the blade.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Okay, okay, we've talked enough.
Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
I have. Okay, I'm getting you out of here.
Oh, you have to be kidding me. Maybe it's somewhere upstairs.
I'm gonna go check upstairs. Maybe the key's still lying around somewhere.
Doubtful.
I'll be here.
Okay.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place.
Okay.
Is someone else here?
Turn to the bottom of the stairs.
You make your way back to the bottom of the stairs.
And then I'm going to save her.
Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the princess's arm, just above the massive, unyielding chain. You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and you make quick work of it. Before long, you're able to crack through bone, and she pulls the bleeding stub of her arm through the iron gauntlet. She didn't so much as utter a sound. Free from her bindings, the princess turns to face you, her fierce gaze meeting your eye. How is she so composed after losing an arm? It's like she isn't even bothered by it. No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I just can't let her escape into the world. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade.
Wait, is there more? Okay, warn her and resist.
Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me. Stop that.
I thought this was a little too easy.
Your body lunges. The blade.
Okay, chapter 2, the prisoner. Got it. Okay, let's proceed to the cabin.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
So last time,
Yes,
I think I
don't.
gave her the knife and then she cut off her head. So I'm not going to do that this time.
The interior of the cabin is less a cozy woodland retreat and more like a dungeon. A few pathetic wisps of starlight attempt to illuminate the cold, uninviting stone walls, and thick, wrought iron bars barricade the windows, reminding anyone who enters that this is a prison. The only furniture of note is an iron table, bolted to the floor, a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Okay, I'm not going to take it with me. Just so I can...
I'm afraid I'm going to insist we take the blade. We're in a dangerous situation, and I'm not letting us go down there without a weapon.
Are you sure? What if she, I don't know, turns it against us? Which I'm bringing up in a purely hypothetical manner.
Yes, I'm sure.
Turns it against you? She's a prisoner here. She'll only be able to turn it against you if you give it to her. Which you won't be doing because she's an existential threat to the entire world. Okay, I'm trusting you.
Yeah, don't I get a say here? I don't want to take a blade.
Normally, yeah, but Not about this. Call it a reflex. We take the knife as we go.
Wonderful. You do exactly that, sweeping the blade from the table before proceeding to the basement.
Don't worry about it. We have a knife, so what? It's not like we have to use it.
No, you don't have to do anything, but you do well to use it regardless. Moving on. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an old stone staircase. A few sputtering torches attempt to vaguely illuminate your path, dancing across glimmering patches of slimy moss on the stone steps. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her voice, harsh but controlled, carries up the stairs.
Is that a visitor I hear? Please, come downstairs. It's been a while since I've had company.
I wonder what visitors she could be referring to.
My laundry's
Not the
done.
first. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. She looks up at you, the heavy collar around her neck clanking loudly as she moves. The chains binding both her wrists to the far wall, joining the metallic chorus as she adjusts her hands in her lap. Should we be worried about the one around her neck? Why would you be worried about her restraints? If anything, they'll make your job easier. Have you noticed the empty chain on the wall? Odd that in a place where everything seems to serve a distinct purpose, there would be something so obviously useless.
What an interesting development. Why don't you have a seat? The two of us should chat before you bury that thing in my heart.
Should I just leave her in the basement? No, I'll sit with her.
You step towards the princess, but she stops you before you get too close, holding up one shackled hand.
Cause I need the mound to get her.
There's fine. I'd prefer we keep some distance until we've sorted this out.
That's reasonable. We do have a weapon. Might as well put her at ease.
I want to sit closer.
Do you think this is a game? Do you think these chains take away my say in things?
As you move towards the princess, she stands, her chains clinking as she wraps them around her fists. In an instant, they're around your neck, both of you dropping to the ground as she pulls them taut,
Okay, I might
bracing her
scoot
body
this up.
against yours as you struggle uselessly. The metal chains constrict around your windpipe as the princess heaves with a muscled intensity.
Drop the knife or you die.
What is she doing? We weren't trying to attack her. I can see where she might have gotten the wrong idea. She doesn't have much agency here. Would we have trusted her if the roles were reversed? I don't know. How about we think about the nuances of interpersonal relationships when we're not being strangled? How many times did I warn you she's not to be trusted? But while strangulation can be very distracting, she's not armed, and you have your pristine blade. End her before she ends you.
Oops, wrong button. No, I'm gonna drop it. I'll pick her up. Oof.
As your weapon falls pathetically to the floor, the princess releases you from her stranglehold, shoving you
dare
away
cut off
with a
your
swift
head.
kick. Your hands test the bruised flesh of your neck as you regain your senses, watching with a dazed expression as the princess snatches up the blade.
That wasn't so hard, was it?
She pulls up her head.
Ah, no, I don't want
smiling
you to cut
slightly
off your neck.
as she raises.
Drat. I don't have an autosave, do I? Oh, I do. Perfect. Back here. Let's try that again. Once more feeling.
You take the blade from the table. It will be that. The door, her voice.
Is that...
I wonder what. You walk down the stairs. Why have you noticed the.
What an intro...
Sit with her.
You step towards the prince.
There's fine.
That's reasonable.
Okay, I will Sit where I'm told to
You do
sit.
as she asks and sit on the floor.
Thank you. Now, what are your intentions for me?
I'm gonna wanna try and free you. I'm going to leave you. Is that the only options?
Let me borrow that knife.
No.
Don't worry. You'll...
But she seems confident. Oh, please. Though if she... So, I don't know. Then let me doesn't... There are none. The pros are...
I guess all I have is just a lever. Yeah, I probably shouldn't cut her out on my own. I'm trying to keep her intact. Yeah, leave the basement. Bye.
Oh, you bastard. You'll regret this.
I know you're gonna be unhappy, but I don't know what else to do.
As if by divine will, just as you finish the thought, you hear a door slam. I'm afraid you won't be leaving until the task is finished. It doesn't matter how many chains she's in, without your intervention, she'll find a way out eventually. That's not fair. Unless you deal with her right here, right now, she will remain an existential threat to the entire world. What seems unfair to you is fair for everyone else. Huh. So it's not even safe to think. I see how it is.
I told you that you'd regret saying that, but I didn't think you'd regret it so fast, and with so little effort on my part. I guess we're stuck together. Oh, are we talking about that? I thought we weren't going to give away the game. But sure, let's talk about what happened. Because what happened is exactly my issue. If you take a moment to imagine yourself in my position, I think you'll understand why letting you near me with that thing is untenable. So, be a good bird and hand it over.
No, I want to leave you in peace
And if being
somehow.
nice isn't enough motivation, well, I'm not afraid to resort to violence.
Maybe I do cut her out.
If you come near me with that thing, I will strangle you with these chains.
She doesn't beat around the bush, does she? Yes, it's almost like she's a fundamentally bad person who wishes to inflict pain on others. Or it's another bluff.
No hard feelings, of course. But you should be aware of my position.
So you've already been here. As much as I would like to remain in denial, it's no use. This has complicated things. It's complicated things how, exactly? Ideally, this was supposed to be one and done. The situation right now, where you're getting a second shot at things. A contingency for what? For you failing, obviously. And you being here means that things are going to be a lot harder than they were. I really shouldn't say anything else, I'm just going to make it worse. If you knew this, I needed you to be in... And that's pathetic. I never said I wasn't. I get it. It would be pretty upsetting, wouldn't it? To know that you might not be the first version of you. Exactly.
You guys are talking too much.
Why is it important for us to be... The more I say, the more your mind will swim into dangerous waters. Your success hinges on you having imperfect information. I won't. Just give it a rest, this isn't helping.
Focus. This is a serious situation. You shouldn't be daydreaming.
Ah, okay. Slay the princess. Slay the princess. Slay the princess. Cut her out on your own. You know, I'll just slay her. She'll probably even strangle me.
Sorry doesn't cut it. I am not a damsel to be helplessly murdered.
As you move to strike the princess, she stands, her chains clinking as she wraps them in an instant
Yeah,
they're
this is
around
the
your neck.
same.
Drop it, or you die.
Thought this was going to be a... How many
I'm not
times
gonna
did I
drop it
warn
this
you she's
time.
not to... You steal your will and refuse to give in to the princess's demands, ignoring the stars dancing in your eyes and the screaming of your starved lungs. You strike. You fumble your first few attempts, only making surface-level scratches and gouges as your arm flails forward, barely able to obey you. But a single focused blow was all it took. Your blade pierces up through her ribs, slicing through flesh, striking her heart. The chains loosen. The darkness creeping in at the edges of your vision subsides.
None of this was ever very fair, was it? But I did kill you last time. I should have expected you might want some petty revenge. Unfortunately for you, that means you've dug your own grave. You can forget about me ever helping you again, even if it damns us both.
And just like that, the princess is slain and the world is saved. Whenever you're ready, you can proceed to your reward.
I don't like this. It was too easy.
It was not too easy. We almost died. That's right. This was an incredibly difficult task, and you performed it admirably. Let's just get out of here. I don't like looking at her body. Plus, he said there'd be a reward. I'd appreciate a reward right about now.
You have the attention span of a fly. How are we supposed to unravel the mysteries of this place if you're so easily distracted by empty promises?
It's better to have a short attention span in a situation like this. There's no use dwelling on the past, especially when it's already set in stone. And especially when your promised reward is not, in fact, empty and is worth all the adversity you've been through to get here.
Fine. But if we're leaving, then we're taking the blade. I feel exposed without it.
With your work done, you remove the blade from the princess's corpse and make your way back upstairs, closing the door to the basement behind you. You can think of it as sealing yourself off from an unpleasant chapter of your life. It's all uphill from here.
The windows. Do you see that? We used to be able to see the outside world from up here, but now it's just empty. The door. Check the door.
You open the cabin door, ready to return to a world saved from certain doom. Only a world saved from certain doom isn't what you find. Instead, what you find is nothing at all. Where a lush forest stood mere minutes ago, the only thing in front of you
take me
now...
back
You don't have to
here.
act surprised. We could see this vast emptiness through the windows.
But if everything's gone, this is your reward. Okay.
Okay,
This is
the
what's best for
same.
everyone.
Like hell it is.
What's done is done. And there's no going back now. Time passes.
Decades? No, it can't be decades. We can't go along with this. We can't let him win.
That's great. Congratulations. You've earned it. More happy time passes, though the word begins to lose its meaning. Time, that is, not.
He's just saying things.
The voices. Eventually you pass.
Woohoo, we got the good
No,
ending.
you stop that. Stop all this nonsense.
You really don't want to be happy, do you?
We still have a blade. Let's use it on ourselves and start over.
He's suggesting you kill yourself. You goddamn spiteful bastard. Are you really going to turn down immortality itself just to make me lose?
Why should it matter if we... That's all
But
we
what
need.
You raise
will this one give me?
We'll see about...
The gray. Okay, I already have the gray, so I messed up somewhere. Okay.
You're on a path in the... See? That wasn't so
It's
bad.
raining.
And now we've got another chance to get to the bottom of things. Bit by bit, we're starting to unravel this place.
It wasn't raining last time. Let me continue.
Threads to pull once you stop feeling. That's a little dark, buddy. You feeling okay? I'm feeling nothing. And I like that just fine. So you've been here before. Of course you've been here before. What count is it this time? 2? It's our 3rd. What gave it away? Your open discussions. You came around on that awful fast. Have you just been pretending to forget every time? I'm afraid not. Whatever other versions of me you've met in those other lifetimes were just that. other versions of me. I just wish I'd been the first, so you knew how. That's because there is no you. It's not like it was that difficult. And now she's dead. You already slew her? Yes. Then why? Oh, I know that one. We killed us. Why? Because you thought trying to stuff us away. Was it not? What better? We were bored. There was still. It was actually working. How does us dying ruin if the world doesn't? And if the world isn't safe?
Okay, let's go to the cabin.
I'm sure you've already heard my words of warning. What we do, and we have a want here. That's what you can't. Okay. Why? Because is it? Yes. For all we. Of course, it's maybe. This is hot. As soon as you enter the cabin, you're struck by an overwhelming scent of decay, of mold and death and stagnant water. The once stately wooden building is bloated, its beams dripping with a black ooze of putrefaction, all but the exterior stone walls warped beyond recognition. But you're not alone. Is that? It's like she isn't even there. See? We killed her. You're right. Maybe she doesn't reset like us. She certainly doesn't look the same as she did last time. Before you can make a move, the figure is gone, vanishing behind the door on the far side. The door at the end of the room, but there isn't a door. There's a mirror. Is this some kind of joke? Maybe it's gone because... But we had... Maybe it's because we... I suppose it doesn't matter. You make your way... It's so... You reach forward and place your hand on the door to the basement. Yeah, we can see it now. So much for our reflect. No way left to go, but... The door to the basement groans open. The air is foul and wet, so thick that you can almost feel it settle onto your skin in layers of a wispy figure. What? There she is again. Barely. She's just an old memory. Your eyes lock for a brief moment, then she vanishes around the corner. As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view. A bloated body floating face down in slowly rising waters, her wrist still bound to the wall by a heavy chain. This cell is a dark and isolated place, with not so much as a window to allow starlight to penetrate the gloom. See? She's dead. She's not just dead. It looks like she's been rotting. So killing her does stick. Mostly. But if she's dead, then what are we supposed to do? She isn't dead. You clearly just believe she is. Her corpse is floating right in front of us. You can stop it with the mind games. If she's dead, then do we even have to do anything? How can she be a threat to the world like this? Your thoughts are cut short by the sound of a slamming door and a clicking lock. You turn to see the shade of the princess staring down at you from the top of the stairs. So that's where the blade is. It's already in her heart. And yet she isn't dead. She is dead. Have you never heard of a ghost before? Oh, for the love of... Can we not waste time arguing over the semantics of what is and isn't dead? She is clearly conscious. She clearly just slammed the door on you, and she clearly has a weapon. Your pristine blade sticking out of her chest.
Which one button?
Yeah, dead or not, what are we supposed to do about her? Slaying, or destroying, if we want to be a little more death neutral, seems off the table. Yeah, this is tricky. But let's talk to her. See what kind of information she has that we don't. But she hasn't said anything. Are you sure she can talk like this?
Bold of you to come back here after what you did.
The princess eyes you with a disaffected gaze as you rush up the stairs, but you don't make it past the first few steps. The door bursts open, a powerful wave of water crashing down towards you. You're swept up in the flood. Your head slams into the basement wall. You come to a moment later, suspended in darkness, disorientated, only aware of the surface of the water and the emptiness above. And of course, the princess, hovering above you, watching in silence as you struggle to stay afloat in the icy depths. It's so dark and cold, I think our limbs are slowing down. How much longer can we do this? Just keep breathing, we'll figure this out. Or we won't. It doesn't matter either way. But you don't have time to figure anything out. Something cold and clammy wraps around your ankle. You're dragged under, only able to take one last hopeful gulp of air before your head is plunged into the freezing depths. As you sink below the surface, you see it. Or rather, you see her. The body you found floating when you first arrived, its hand is locked around your ankle, the heavy chains pulling you both down into the unfeeling, suffocating.
She's all bloated.
I get it. We shouldn't have killed her. Just get it away from us, please. The past is the past. There's no changing it. There's nothing to fix. And there's not a lot we can do about the present either. Not unless we think like we should have been doing all along. But there is no thinking as you drown. You desperately try to pull yourself back to the surface again, and again, and again. Your icy limbs flailing desperately against the grip of her rotting corpse. And all the while her ghastly figure stares down at you, expressionless, as unfeeling as the weight around your ankle.
Your lungs filled with water, the same as mine filled with blood. In the end, we're not so different.
She's gone. Where did she go? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now? I would have kept them in the dark if I were you. What is that supposed to mean? Whatever or... No.
There's a world beyond the endless walls of the long quiet. I am curious to see what... One, whatever you bring me next will be enough. And then the next time I see you, each of us will finally know what... I will be here.
Okay, deep heart. Trophy earned. Bring the drowned gray. Okay. Oops, wrong button.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Let's see. Okay, I should already have the nightmare. Yes. I have the tower. Yes. Do I have the witch? Yes. Okay, the razor. Okay, proceed to the cabin.
You make your...
Take the blade into the basement. Continue down the stairs.
You're still listening to reason.
Steal my nerves.
You step forward, your grip.
Slay the princess. Oh, that's right, I check her pulse.
You lunge forward without a moment's hesitation. You feel flesh easily give way and look down to see your blade already sinking deep into her heart.
Oh. This is it, isn't it? I'm almost embarrassed. I should have seen that coming, but I
feel like she has some tricks up her sleeve. That was way too easy.
It's over. Don't get all worked up.
Check for her pulse.
You lean down.
Okay, the razor, perfect. Proceed to the cabin.
A warning before you go any further.
I think there's 2 trophies with the razor. Let me check real quick. Okay, bring the razor and then bring the razor's heart to her. So I will do a...
She will lie,
save file
she will
here.
cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you.
He couldn't be more on the money. But we're really doing this, aren't we? I'd say you're lost, but I'm stuck here with you. We know what to look out for this time. We know to be careful. Just stay focused and you'll be fine.
The interior of the cabin is a jagged mess of warp.
I will save.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Okay, I'm just gonna... I'll spare her
Are
first.
we really doing this without a weapon? You know she has one, right?
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing what must once have been stairs. The fractured slats look as if they've been torn from their source and violently jammed into the wall. The air seeping up from below has an almost metallic quality to it, like the smell of fresh blood. And you can hear what sounds like the rhythmic scraping of metal coming from down below. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor.
Scraping? She's not even trying to hide her knife. It's like she wants to get in our head.
That sound could be anything. It's probably just her chains dragging across the floor. I am begging you to get out of your head. Her grating voice carries up the stairs.
I hope you've come to rescue me. I've been stuck down here forever.
There is something so wrong with that voice.
Yeah, she thinks she's better than us, like she doesn't even have to put on an act this time.
As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view, her sharp eyes following you from across the room.
Finally! Please, somebody! Quick, get me out of these chains. We're not safe here.
Come on now, we're not falling for that, are we? She's trying to trick us, but she can't hide that threatening edge to her voice. She just wants us to get close, to let our guard down. Exactly. She sounds threatening because her mask is already slipping. She knows why you're here.
What are you waiting for? You are here to rescue me, right? What? No! No! I wouldn't stab you. I am just a sweet, innocent princess trapped here for no reason. And you are a brave knight who's supposed to walk up to, not stabbing distance to help me.
I have absolutely zero doubts that she is going to stab us if we get close to her. She certainly feels threatening. Just because she's acting like she's going to stab you doesn't mean she has the means to actually do it. But you know who has the capacity to quickly arm himself? You do. So stop second-guessing yourself, go upstairs, take the blade, and do your job. But I'm nervous. All the more reason to jump into the deep end and deal with her right now before you waste any more time getting stuck in your head.
Last time? If somebody came into my house and stabbed me to death and then I killed him, surely I would remember that. But I don't remember it, so it must not have happened.
Last time? What are you talking about? Ugh, it's like the two of you are working together on this. Aren't you listening to her? She's obviously lying through her teeth. I'm terrible at spotting lies, and even I can tell something's up here. We can't be the only ones that looped back to the start. Someone else has to remember, right? Yes, something is obviously up, and we can all tell that she's lying. The thing she's lying about is how dangerous she is, not dimension hopping or time travel or whatever it is you think you're doing.
A knife? What are you talking about? I don't have a knife. Where would I keep a knife? And why would I stab you to death? I don't know you. You haven't given me a reason to stab you to death. It would be so silly of me to cut you open and look at your insides.
Okay, I could have sworn we didn't mention stabbing anyone to death. Sounds like she's really out for blood. Fortunately for you, she isn't armed.
Yeah, prove it.
It would be so much easier to prove that I do have a sharp object. I could just show it to you, but I don't have one, so I can't.
The princess smiles as she pulls her hands from behind her back.
But look at this! Hands! Hands that don't have anything in them to stab you with!
Her smile stretches into an even wider grin as she shakes her sleeves.
And empty sleeves, too! Look at how few stabbing implements I have. It's practically zero. I've shown you all of my hiding spots. What kind of princess do you think I am? I would never hide something sharp somewhere secret. Wait, that sounds like I'm lying, but I'm actually not. My secret zones are for me, only they have nothing to do with you or my intention to not stab you to death the second you get close to me.
Her smile drops for a moment, her expression sharp and flat.
I assure you, there's nothing hidden there.
I'm inclined to believe her on that one. She seems serious. Of course, but that doesn't mean that she doesn't have something hidden somewhere. We know for a fact she's armed.
That's so rude of you, passing judgments on strangers you've never met just because they're different from you. How would you like it if I did that, huh? Silly little Birdface thinks he's so serious coming down here but doesn't know anything. He doesn't even have a knife for stabbing. I bet you didn't like that, did you? I bet you didn't like being judged for no reason.
How many more times does she have to vaguely threaten you before you finally decide you're
She's fun
ready
to talk
deal
to.
with her?
Leave me alone.
We're clearly still figuring out our angle. We don't have the luxury of watching this from a distance. Oh, I'm sorry, do you think I'm in a position of luxury right now? You're acting like you are. My entire world is at risk. Then maybe you should behave with a little more humility. A bit of self-deprecation would go a long way. No, I have my dignity. Fine, and will continue to treat you exactly how you deserve to be treated.
Oh, you don't. Okay, I see. I have an idea. You should come over here and stare directly at the chains. You won't be able to find a key if you don't know what it's supposed to look like, so you better come right within close staring distance just to be sure.
I think I've said my piece at this point. I think we all have. But if you want to keep exhausting your questions, it beats getting stabbed to death.
Yeah.
It's boring if you leave.
She's bored? That's absurd. She doesn't get to be bored. Not in a way that matters. She's a prisoner. She's... Shit. In a sudden burst of movement, the princess leaps towards you, a blade erupting from her free arm, her wrist limp and empty from the violent expulsion. Huh. So I guess she did have a knife of her own after all. How conciliatory of you. We appreciate it, really. Now what are we going to do? At least we're safe, and those chains stop her from continuing her advance. At least for a moment. She looks down at them with something between annoyance and confusion. And then she slices through her arm. Okay, maybe we aren't safe here. She doesn't even hesitate before darting towards you with a terrifying speed you can't hope to outpace. That won't stop us from trying. Run, 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 run! You sprint for the stairs, but I wasn't exaggerating when I said she was running at you with a terrifying speed you couldn't hope to outpace. We don't make it, do we? No. You feel her blade in your back before you make it to the first stair.
I'm going to kill you now.
And with a squelch, she does just that. Everything goes dark, and you die.
No way out.
You're on a path in the woods.
Oh my
No,
goodness.
Fuck that. If we're gonna have to keep doing this over and
Oh,
over and
you
over
said the
again, we're not
F
starting
word.
in that goddamn woods every time. We're starting in the fucking cabin. You're what? The interior of the cabin is sharp, a constricting mess of curved and battered sheet metal pushing you towards... Wait, excuse me? What just happened? What did you just do? I feel dizzy. Oh ho ho ho! I guess I took us to the cabin, didn't I? Isn't that interesting? Who holds the cards now? Who cares about cards? You're all acting like this is about winning and losing, while this is actually about having fun. How can you care about having fun at a time like this? There is someone or something out there pulling the strings, and we're all just puppets until we can figure out how to see them. But what if that someone is us, eh? Eh? Wouldn't that be neat? If we were the ones pulling the strings, I'm pretty sure we wouldn't have died twice already. Great, so obviously you've already been here. How many times? This is our third? No wonder things have fallen apart. You do realise that every time you fail, she escapes and an entire world is damned to destruction, right? That can't be right, that's too much responsibility. It's only too much responsibility if these worlds are real. Let's just stay focused, shall we? The only furniture of note is a bent metal table, a pristine blade perched. We take it. Okay, sure, you take the blade before letting me finish telling you it's there. it would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. And then, we throw it out the window. What? That blade is the only edge we have. We are not.
He likes throwing the blades out the
We
window.
already did it, didn't we? Unfortunately for the rest of you, and for me, and for the sake of the world, yes. That is horribly unfair. He shouldn't be allowed to just do things like that. You were the one who made us pick it up. See? You're not the only one who can figure out how to do things. What's... Oh, is this how things
Oops, I
are
didn't
going
mean
to
to
be
skip
now?
that.
All of us vying over a single body. Fine. See this corner? It's mine. And I'd better not see any of you trying to invade my personal space. So, are you just going to stand there, or are you going to head to the basement like you're supposed to? I'd love to get started just as much as you would, but how are we supposed to get down there? You walk through the door. You do know what doors are, right? There isn't a door, there's just that mirror. There isn't a mirror. You really messed things up, didn't you? It's like you can't even see reality anymore. We can see our reality just fine. Why should we trust his? You make your way to the door at the end of the room, stopping just in front of it. You really must think you're looking at a mirror. Well, it doesn't exist. Just reach forward and open it. Let's just fumble for the handle and be done with it. I don't care what we look like. I care about getting to the end of this mess. You reach forward and place your hand on the door to the basement. It creaks open. And the mirror's gone. How surprising. I can't say I was particularly invested in looking at it before, but now I really want to see what's in it. If it's so keen on hiding from us, whatever it has must be real good. It feels like it's hiding something from us. It's part of the big picture, I just know it. That's why it's being kept from us. Guess it's time for us to see her again. Just stay focused and you'll be fine. You step forward, but you don't get a chance to linger on the basement stairs. They are smooth and flat and metallic, an unintentional and unfortunately slippery ramp that quickly sends you skittering to the bottom.
As your body tumbles onto the basement landing, the form of the princess comes into view, wryly smiling at you from a distance.
Hi, it looks like you don't have a way out, so I'm not going to play dumb anymore. And you still don't have a weapon. That's funny! That's a joke! I'm going to kill you now.
Yes, that was extremely silly of whoever did that. Probably a bad idea. That was you. I know, I'm just trying to add some levity to this. Well, since all of this was your idea, how about you figure out how to get us out of it? Oh, guys like us don't get to make any decisions. You should know that. I decided to pick up that blade, and you decided to throw it out the window. I take it back. Having my own corner clearly isn't working because I can still hear you three yelling at each other. She's going to kill us again, you know. Especially if we keep fighting with ourselves. We need to get rid of our thoughts. Your internal bickering is cut short by the wet sound of slicing meat. From the princess's arms erupt twin blades, glistening with her blood, the empty flesh of her arms flopping at her elbows like torn sleeves. The chain clatters to the floor.
You're going to make me walk over to you, aren't you?
Alright, I'm out of ideas. What we doing?
We're going to unconditionally surrender. I'm gonna try flirting with her. Oh my goodness. I think all these ideas suck. We got something better. Yeah.
That's right, we just have to think. There's probably an answer if we think.
We don't have time to think.
Just standing there, huh? A bold strategy.
But you don't have time to finish your thought before she closes the distance. And then she skewers you. Ow. What a surprise. Yeah, we don't even get a second to think without her stabbing us. Oh, a new one of us. I thought that only happens when we die. Did we die? Nah, we'd know if we died. Right, Your Honor?
Miss
No,
Aura.
you're, you know, where the hell are you? We're dead, aren't we? We're dead. How long have we been dead? Have we been dead the whole time? Stop saying dead, all of you. We might have died a second ago, but right now we're extremely not dead. This is all horribly wrong. How many times have you been here? I don't actually know how to answer that question. I think he means how many times have we died. Yes, that. Oh, I've lost count, to be honest.
I haven't. It's 4.
No wonder everything's such a mess. This wasn't supposed to go past 1.
I wonder what you're going to do next. You're so full of ideas, and I love that.
But I guess we don't have time to talk about things before the princess advances. Okay, whatever we do gets us another us. Let's see how many we can stack. There's got to be a point where it makes us better than her.
Come on, show me something new.
Okay, plan now.
Let's try flirting with her. It doesn't work if she kills you again and again and again and again. Your memory blurs as your consciousness leaps from life to life to life, holding on to snippets of the conflict that transpired.
Compliment her on those gleaming blades. There's nothing better than a capable woman. She skewers you.
You're cute.
Well, there's more of us. Let's see if that helps. We just have to hit her harder. She skewers you. More noise isn't helping, it's just making it harder to focus. What's the point? It's all the same. She skewers you.
Oh, don't give up on me just yet. You gotta keep going.
It doesn't matter how many times this takes, we can't give up. We don't even have a weapon. Yeah, some clod threw it out the window. Again, that was you. No, I was just the clod who suggested it. And if I knew we'd be stuck here forever, I wouldn't have done that. Just keep dodging, just keep dodging, just keep dodging. She skewers you.
What's the point of avoiding me if you're not going to fight?
See? We lasted a little longer. Barely. She's going to kill this body either way. So stop feeling what it feels. She skewers you.
Ooh, not bad. Real tough.
We're getting close to something, can't you feel it? One last time. Fine. One last time. Let's appeal to her better nature. We haven't tried that. I'm sure she'll listen to reason. She skewers you. And then everything goes dark, and you die.
Oh. There's a 4th chapter?
Your Honor, don't lose your head. We're in a cabin, and we'll take it from here.
What?
No steel claw, though. Was tossing it the only thing we've done that was permanent? That's a sick joke, Universe. A sick, sick joke. If it's gone for good, then maybe we never actually needed it. That's what I've been telling you all. We can do this without it. We're tougher than steel. Yeah, mind over matter. Who needs violence when you have love? Who needs love when you've mastered yourself? Who needs anything when we don't matter? Well, boys, are we ready? There are entirely too many of you. How many times have you been here? This isn't good. This is... Yeah.
Oops.
Leave it to the pros. Narrator, we heroically stride through the door and towards our destined final encounter with our star-crossed lover. Fine by me. You walk to the door and onto the basement stairs, only it's more of a slide. We know. Fine, I'll just shut up then and speed this whole thing along. Are you sure you don't want me to describe the stairs? or this room, or anything. It feels like I'm hardly a part of this. Don't care. Just want to see how this ends. Fine. You make your way to the basement, where the princess awaits you.
You know, this last time I killed you, and you didn't pop right back up again? I thought I'd actually done it. I thought I'd cut you into so many pieces you just weren't able to stitch yourself back together. But I guess we're not done. That's okay with me. It's good even. I like that. I got something ready for you while you were gone. Do you want to see it? I'm not going to wait for an answer. I'm just going to show you. It's worth it though. Just you wait. And not for very long, because I'm going to do it right now.
Are you going to say what she does? Do you want me to talk now? Well, yeah, she says she has something new. I want to hear about the new thing. Yeah, me too. I think I speak for all of us when I say that I would like to hear you describe her new thing. Really? Okay then.
Here we go. Now.
The princess's skin twists, splitting into red blooms of raw meat as it stretches and tears. And then it erupts. She becomes a wave of blood and viscera, pieces of her splattering against the walls. All that remains in the center of the room is a skeleton of blades. A heart beats furiously in its cage of a chest.
Are you ready for what comes next?
Holy shit! She's gorgeous. Absolutely divine. Yes, behold, the perfect woman. That looked painful. How is she still alive? Heart's still beating, that's all she needs. This is fake. This is all fake. That's all just made up. I'd say we bow down to her right now if that had ever even slightly worked for us. This is all just a sick joke. I hate existing. We're screwed. I quit. I'm done. Forget it. What just happened? It's so quiet.
Something feels different about you. It almost makes me feel different. Like I should actually take this seriously for once.
You do not act as the princess approaches, instead allowing her to crush against your form, and yet there is seemingly nothing for her to crush against. Again and again she swings at you, but there really never was a you to swing at.
This worked before. I was able to make you dead before.
She swings again this time. She hits something, or something hits her. She looks down in confused terror as her arm bends and folds in upon itself.
Did you do that? It's funny if you did. You're nothing. You've done nothing to me, and I've done so much to you, and that's who we are. But it's like you're nothing now. You can't be nothing. If you're nothing, then what am I? Am I nothing too? No, I'm the one who hurts you.
She hurls herself at you, and as she does, her mental body bends outwardly, with the very contact with what you are repelling her to the point of destruction. The din of shrinking metal subsides, and something small and delicate falls into your hand. It's her heart. It beats gently, calmly, in your palm. Not another word is spoken. It's time for you to leave. Memory returns. You do so. Silence has reached towards the glass. It's time for you to see what's in it. You are nothing at all. But that isn't right. You can't be nothing. You focus your gaze, and then you see the figure faint and veiled in the shadow.
You think you know what I am.
not going to ask you any questions. Destroy the mirror. You don't need answers from the thing that lives in the mirror. You already know what you are. You are the long quiet, a vast and what is it? Nascent? Nascent? A piercing heart beating free. Bring the razor's heart to her. Okay, so I didn't do the razor, I did the razor's heart. That was crazy though. Razor's heart. Cross that one off. You arrive at the heart of things. There's no final vessel for you to bear witness to. There's nothing for you to find.
I can finally see you, and you can finally see me.
Okay, so I need to... I think I need to join her this time? Yeah, I need to join her.
It's been so long, and my heart has ached for this moment. I've missed you dearly.
She unfurls an endless cascade of smiles in response, and then patiently waits for you to continue. What happens now?
Ever the passive player, always reacting and never acting. But it's woven into your nature, isn't it? When the echo spun us from one into two, he gave you a choice and me a role to play. I am not death, but I contain it in my multitudes. So, will you attempt to destroy me and bring about a world devoid of death and the possibility of meaning? Or will you open the final doors to our liberation?
Okay, those are all explorers, yeah. Alright, I think it's time for us to leave this place, but I don't know how to leave or where to go.
Nothing brings me greater joy than to hear those words. The final piece lies with you.
Free yourself. You fall into yourself. The body of an ancient creature stirs from its hibernation, and you feel sensation in limbs you once couldn't fathom. Everything here, except for her, is you. You feel your wings spanning a cosmic scale that twisted and crumpled and bound in agonized tension to its finite plane. You can feel the glass of your cage pressing in on you, confining you across infinite sides and infinite ankles. You push back and strain against it, but it does not yield.
I love you.
Take her hand. All at once, the unyielding tension breaks. You are free, and she is with you.
It's magnificent.
There are no words, no thoughts to describe absolute reality, something that simply is. What happens now?
Everything. Just like it always has been. And just like it always will be.
Step into the infinite. Trippy. You and she step forward into 1,000 dawns and 1,000 sunsets, each of which contains 1,000 more. You exist and you are aware, just as you have always been, and just you always will be. Though conflict is in your nature, the two of you will never be alone, and the two of you will never know fear. You and she are finally home. There are no endings. Trophy. Got it. This game is crazy. Okay. How long have I been playing? An hour and a half. Nothing from my friend. So I still need a bunch. But I know one trophy is glitched. No, maybe 2 trophies are glitched. I don't think I get one for the thing, so let me just continue to do paths.
You're on a path in
Yes, I know. Let's see. Do I need to do the Spectre? I still need to do the Nightmare. I did the Nightmare, but I went on to the Wraith. What's the Spectre? Do I have the Spectre? I don't. Okay, let's go on to the Spectre. Spectre's number chapter 2. The Tower. Witch. The Razor. That one's crazy. Spectre. Okay, let's see, chapter 1. So I'm going to continue to the cabin. Proceed to the cabin. Okay, I'm going to take the blade.
the interior of the... You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult.
Enter the basement. Continue down the
Good.
stairs.
You're still listening to reason. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
Still my nerves and step
You step
forward.
forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
Oh? No talking. I'm probably
Okay, so I'm just gonna slay her.
She's
Yeah, so I
unarmed.
run into the
If
Spectre,
you
but I didn't
hesitate
get
now,
the
it'll be
trophy
too
for the
late.
Spectre.
End this.
Okay, so slay the princess? Yes, slay the princess.
You lunge forward without a moment's hesitation.
Okay, of course it is.
Yes.
She's dead. Leave.
You open the cabin door.
Oh, okay.
So glad you're keeping an open mind.
Okay, and then here's my good ending. I like it here.
Really? Well, if you ever change your mind, just...
Woo, yay. That doesn't count. Okay, I guess I can't do the Spectre. Okay, I guess I can't do the Spectre on the first one. Okay, new game. Skipping the Spectre, I'll do that later. I did the Burned Grey.
You're on a path
I have
in
a
the woods.
needle, did that.
And at the end of that path is a
Did
cabin.
did that.
And in the basement of that cabin
The
is a
Wild.
princess.
Okay. Okay, and this will take me to the Beast. I didn't get the Beast.
You're
Let's
here.
do it. Okay. Let's see. The Drowned Greg. I did that. The Moment of Clarity. The Apotheosis. The Fury. The Thorn. The Arms Race. See, I don't have that on my trophy list. Let me try this. This seems different. And it's not on my trophy list. I'm curious. Okay, so I have to do the path to the Razor. So, time to continue to the cabin. Proceed. Take the blade into the basement. Continue down the
Good.
stairs.
You're still listening to reason.
Seal my nerves. Slay the princess. Of course, it's not. It was too easy. Check for her pulse. Yes, okay. And she kills me. The razor. Okay, so chapter 2, the razor. Proceed to the cabin. Take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. It feels a bit better to have a weapon in our hands. Let's make her hurt for what she's done to us.
Okay, take the blade into the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing what must once have been stairs.
Okay, there she
The
is.
fractured slats look as if they've been torn from their source.
What are you waiting for? You are here to rescue me, right?
Screw it. Slay the princess.
The princess falls silent, her smile unwavering as you charge across the room. Okay, she hasn't pulled out a knife yet, and her hands are still behind her back. I think we can do this. I think we can win. We just have to strike now, but make sure you keep your eyes on those hands. I don't trust her for a second. But your focus is broken by the horrible sound of metal slicing through meat. Whose meat? Not ours, right? Hers, at first, then yours.
Hehe.
Ow! What did she even hit us with? You stare down at your chest and at the long, thin blade she impaled you with. And then the red, angry slit along the flesh of her thigh, where the blade had been nestled just a moment ago. It's still lodged in her leg, emerging from her knee, hinging up and out of her body like some extra metallic limb. Bullshit. Absolute bullshit.
That's amazing.
You're going to die now.
With a twist of her knee and a painful squelch, she does just that. Everything goes dark, and you die.
The arms race.
You're on a path in the woods. No, fuck that. If we're gonna have to keep doing this over and over and over again, we're not starting in that goddamn woods every time. We're starting in the fucking cabin. You're what? The interior of the cabin is sharp, a constricting mess of curved and battered sheet metal pushing you towards... Wait, excuse me? What just happened? What did you just do? I feel dizzy. Oh ho ho ho! I guess I took us to the cabin, didn't I? Isn't that interesting? Who holds the cards now? The circle's getting smaller and smaller. Running isn't an option anymore. We have to fight. Good. It's better that way. Without a fight, no one can win. And if no one can win, then nothing has any meaning. Great. So obviously you've already been here. How many times?
Or did I already do this? I don't think so.
This is our third? No wonder things have fallen apart. You do realize that every time you fail, she escapes and an entire world is damned to destruction, right? Let's just stay focused, shall we?
Because this is under a different one
The
than
only
the
furniture of
razor.
note is a bent metal table, a pristine blade perched. We take it. Okay, sure, you take the blade before letting me finish telling you it's there. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. This feels right. We just have to keep our senses sharp. That's right, we've got to be able to win eventually. We will win eventually. Hell, we might even win now. That's a fighting spirit I like to see. You could all learn a thing or two from this one. I'd love to get started just as much as you would, but how are we supposed to get down there? You walk through the door. You do know what doors are, right? There isn't a door, there's just that mirror. There isn't a mirror. You really messed things up, didn't you? It's like you can't even see reality anymore.
I can feel the air coming up from behind it, stinking of iron and steel. He might be right. Could be a trick. If our other senses can't feel it, then we can't trust it.
If it's in our way, let's just break it and move on. You make your way to the... Let's just fumble for the handle and be done with it, huh?
Wipe the mirror clean.
Reach for... And the mirror's...
It was never there.
Let's just get to the princess already. I didn't care about the mirror before, and I care about it even less now. Guess it's time for us to see her again. Just stay focused and you'll be fine. You step forward, but you don't get a chance to linger on the basement stairs. They are smooth.
Your body tumbles onto the basement floor and the form of the princess comes into view, standing at a distance. She gives you a wry smile.
Hi, it looks like you don't have a way out, so I'm not going to play dumb anymore. But don't worry about how bad you did last time. That's part of the fun.
She's got another thing coming if she thinks we're going down easy again. Pride makes us dead. The only thing that matters is survival. Actually, does survival matter? We've died twice and nothing bad has come of it. We just need to find a way to win one. Nothing bad has come of it yet. Plenty bad has come of it. You've left at least one entire world to ruin. The people there mattered. The past isn't real. There's only here and now. Your internal bickering is cut short by the wet sound of slicing meat. From the princess's arms erupt twin blades, glistening with her blood, the empty flesh of her arms flopping at her elbows like torn sleeves. The chain clatters to the floor. She's loose, and she is coming for you.
You're going to make me walk over to you, aren't you?
Shit. She's coming for us and I'm out of ideas.
Okay, all of these ideas suck.
Yeah, that's right. We just have to think. There's probably an answer if we think.
Just standing there, huh? A bold strategy.
You don't have time to finish your thought. In a moment, she's across the room, blades flashing in the dim starlight. She skewers you. Ow. What a surprise. Yeah, we don't even get a second to think without her stabbing us. Oh, a new one of us. I thought that only happens when we die. Did we die? You're on a... No, you're in a... Where the hell are you?
I don't like that we died without us knowing it. This really, really blurs some lines that I prefer not to be blurred. Are we still dead? Are we alive again? How are we even supposed to know the difference?
Stop saying dead, all of you. We might have died a second ago, but right now we're extremely not dead. This is all horribly wrong. How many times have you been here?
This is 4.
No wonder everything's such a mess. This wasn't supposed to go past 1.
I wonder what you're going to do next.
But I guess we don't have time to talk about things. Okay, whatever we do gets us another us. Let's see how many we can stack. We don't need any other voices chattering about in here. It'll just confuse us. Yeah, I'll pass. As long as we keep moving.
Come on, show me something new.
Okay, plan now.
She has swords for arms, and we don't. We're panicking. It doesn't work if she kills you again. Your memory bursts, you crush your sleeves, and blah blah blah.
Just panic. Flee. She skewers you.
No, you don't get to escape.
Well, there's more of us. Then you...
This is
I thought we both understood that dying doesn't get you anywhere.
Huh. That didn't do much of anything. What's the point? It's all the same. She skewers you.
Oh, don't give up on me just yet. You
can move
gotta
it.
keep going.
It doesn't matter how many times this... Okay, let's go again. Compliment her on those gleaming blades. She skewers you.
You're cute.
See? Okay. She's going to... She skewers you.
Ooh.
We get you right. She skewers you. And then everything goes dark, and you die.
Mutually assured destruction.
You're on a... Don't lose your head. Everything feels like it finally fits.
This is slightly different, though.
We're up here, which is different, and different is good. And our steel claw is... Oh! What if we throw it out the window?
No.
Over my dead body. That won't be very hard. We've died a lot. But I can't say I mind anymore. Besides, what better way to die so very many times than at the sharp hands of a beautiful woman? Sure, I can think of a better way to die. They're all the same, really. How about we stop thinking about horrible ways to die? I don't want us to accidentally manifest anything. The only thing we're gonna manifest is finally ending up on top. There are entirely too many of you. How many times have you been here? This isn't good. This is... How about you stick to describing things, and we'll stick to doing them? Yeah, leave it to the pros. We'll notch up that win in no time. Narrator, we heroically stride through the door and towards our destined final encounter with our star-crossed lover. Fine by me. You walk to the door and onto the basement stairs, only it's more of a slide. We know. Fine, I'll just shut up then and speed this whole thing along. Fine, you make your way to the basement, where the princess awaits you.
Okay, this is all the same.
What just happened?
Okay, so this
Something
was
feels
nothing new. So you don't know how to act yet, though. An action of your body moves on its own. The princess strikes you as you approach, but as her blow finishes its arc, you're already somewhere else.
You're incredible.
The weapons clash again and again, and her entering a rhythm free of thought and free of self. There's only one dance, the ebb and flow, the shifting of the tides back and forth between you. The deeper you fall into the play, the faster your hearts pound, and the faster the momentum volleys between you. An endlessly building crescendo, and then an opening. Your blade strikes free of volition, and her strikes too. You both strikes are lethal, neither you will survive, but neither you fear what's to come. This is a good ending. Okay, so I got the other razor. Nice. Do not get to see each other die. Something has taken her away, and it's left something else in its place. You do so. Silence has reached towards the glass. It's time for you to see what's in it. It's you. You're alone in a place that is empty. It's quiet here. See to the cabin. Baby kitty, hey. I don't want you. And there's nothing over there.
Finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift.
Okay. I know all this. Let's go.
Nothing as we are, but I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to. She asks that I tell you to remember her.
Okay, piercing the heart of cage of iron. Bring the razor to her. 50% trophies. Heck yeah, let's go. Okay, so I don't think there's a trophy with this one, but I'm kind of curious about what it is. Hey, I'm following the Steam walkthrough because there isn't a PlayStation walkthrough. I don't want you, baby kitty. Just lay down. Oh, sorry. Lay down, honey girl. So I'm just gonna, and these might give me like things as I go, so let's just try it. Okay, so you must have already sacrificed at least one princess in the game in order to see this achievement. Okay. Continue to the cabin. Proceed into the cabin. Take the blade. Enter the basement. Continue down the stairs.
Good. You're still listening to reason.
Steel your nerves and step forward.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you...
Okay, slay the princess. Of course it is, she's
Yes,
dead. Oh, let me do the other ones. That's nice.
It's over. With your work done, you make your way back up the stairs, closing the door to the basement behind you.
Okay, leave.
You open the cabin door.
Oh, okay.
So
I like it here.
really?
There, I got the good ending. Okay, I'm not happy.
Good.
Anything to get out of this hell.
Thank you.
Onward to the Spectre.
I made this.
Okay, I'm gonna save. I'll wait till I get to the thing. Okay, proceed to the cabin.
Warning.
Okay, I'm gonna save. Just so I have a nice save file here at the Spectre. Save over the Wraith, because I don't need the Wraith. That's chapter 3 anyway. Okay. Doop-a-doo. Okay, and then I'm just gonna enter into the basement. And then slay the princess. Oh wait, this... Uh-oh. Into the basement. It just says slay the princess.
Before she can suspect a thing, you lunge forward and grab her arm. You feel substance for the briefest of moments, but then you feel nothing at all, as though all you've done is clutch at empty air.
You're adorable when you're confused.
But I didn't say you could touch me.
Why are you even here? Just making sure you finish the job, or what?
Let's see. What do you want from me? Here we go, perfect.
I want you to make things right. I want you to set me free.
This place won't let me leave, but you seem to come and go as you please. So help me out, let me in, and maybe all of this can be water under the bridge.
Remember, you owe me.
Maybe we should have just left her here. Maybe we should still just leave her here. If she can't get out on her own, then why do we have to do anything? Hasn't gotten out and can't get out are two very different things.
It'll be dull anyway. It's more interesting if we make a choice.
Absolutely not. Is she asking if she can possess us? She is. And I hope I don't need to explain why you can't let that happen. It would be catastrophic if she managed to escape this place. And if you let her in, there is very little anyone could do to stop her.
Would she be able to see us if we went along with it? Now, isn't that an interesting thought? We could finally bring her face to face with him.
You won't like how things play out if you go down this path.
Okay. No complaints here, let's do it.
The princess swims through the air in front of you, pausing for a brief moment as her dark-rimmed eyes stare deeply into yours. There's a hunger in her gaze.
Thanks for the body, killer.
What are you doing? Don't just let her in. How many times do I have to tell you?
See you soon.
She rushes forward and then she's gone. A sharp chill spreads across your body. It starts in your chest, a freezing numbness flowing out from your heart, all the way down your limbs, your mind growing cloudy and confused as it settles over your very soul. I'm not sure I like this. Can we get a do-over? I'm afraid it's too late to stop now. The numbness gives way to a stabbing pain, your muscles twitching and convulsing violently, each involuntary movement causing more waves of agony to ripple across your body. You collapse to the floor, and everything goes dark.
Get up. You've still got a job to do.
Your eyes flick back open as you get your bearings, your vision swimming as...
So this is what it's like to be you, huh? Disembodied voice narrating your every move?
So, it doesn't work like that for you?
Clearly it doesn't, or she wouldn't have commented on it.
All these shards of broken glass on the floor? Are they also supposed to be you?
Hey, I'm not a shard of broken glass, I'm...
Yeah? Go on. Finish the thought. What are you?
I'm... a voice? I'm me, is what I am.
Who cares what we are? We exist. That's all that matters.
Do you have to deal with this annoying bickering all the time?
All the time.
No, it matters. What we are matters. If I'm a shard of broken glass, then that raises some questions about certain other voices in here too.
I'm clearly the same thing you are.
Hopefully they'll all go away once we leave this place. I don't know how you can tolerate all of this noise.
No, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about him.
So you're the one who pulled the strings and made me dead. I can tell you don't belong here. You're barely even there, like the shape of something left behind. You're more of a memory than a person.
That's rude.
You're kind of like me, actually.
I'm just going to ignore her. You push yourself off the ground. The princess is nowhere to be seen.
Obviously she's nowhere to be seen.
Because I'm in here with all of you. Everybody knows that.
I'm setting the stage. The room is empty because you made a spiteful, idiotic, and all-round foolish decision.
Oh, shut up. Stop trying to manipulate everyone. Or don't, actually. It doesn't really matter. Because you won't be around to do this for much longer.
This is infuriating. Just whatever you do, you can't leave this place. It's not too late to fix this. Probably.
Then don't think. Just move.
One way or another, this is all going to end. Wouldn't it be nice if he ends with it?
I guess we'll just have to see what happens when we leave. But if I'm stuck in here, I'll be making some renovations. It's too crowded.
Your legs, weary with the weight of the princess's spectral form and clumsy with the cold that still pervades them, stumble towards the stairs.
I'm just trying to get home. You don't have to act like it's the end of the world.
But that's exactly what you leaving this place is going to be.
You don't know that.
I do. Wait, if she has a home to go back to, doesn't that mean that her leaving won't end the world?
It doesn't mean that at all. It could mean that wherever her home is, it's outside of the world.
Yeah, but it has to be somewhere, doesn't it? And if it's somewhere, then it's part of the world.
I suppose it's all a matter of perspective. Where does the world end and something else begin? Does the destruction of one...
Against the backdrop of the inane conjecture of meaningless little voices, your body continues its ascent up the stairs, staggering through the open door.
For how much you hate her, you aren't doing a whole lot to stop us from leaving this place.
It's because he can't stop me. Why do you think he sent you here?
I hate to admit it, but she's not wrong. It's just the weight of it all. It's too much for me to do anything other than describe and dictate.
And whine.
This body wasn't made to hold you and the princess. If you want to renege on your cataclysmically terrible decision a minute ago, well, you're the only one that can make that happen.
Okay, I should take that.
You reach forward and mindlessly take the blade from the table. What do you plan to do with it?
Slay the
Isn't
princess.
that an interesting idea?
I hadn't even considered it as an option. Slaying her would slay you. Are you sure you're willing to do that? Of course we're sure. The decision has already been made. All right then. Better this than ferrying her out of here.
What do you think you're doing?
Hear that? She's scared. No point wasting more time. Do it. You lift the blade, then plunge it deep into your guts. Pain spreads quickly through your torso as you attempt to turn its edge up towards your heart. The princess, her spirit bound to your prison of flesh as she had once been bound to the basement's prison of stone, cries out in agony as you slice through organ and muscle.
No!
Your skin roils and bucks as she violently pushes against it from the inside. Bits of her seep through, white and glowing with ethereal light, but still the walls of your prison hold.
Who do you think you are, trying to take me out with you? Well, I'll show you. I can do worse than that little knife. It's not you taking me out. It's me taking you out. I'll tear this body to shreds.
Wouldn't that be interesting? I'd like to see you try. But I think this is the end for all of us.
I said I'm leaving, you cold little freak.
You feel a violent tear, like the shape that you thought was you, never really a single shape to begin with. Something in the space you occupy has decided to leave, and has brought you with it. You have been stripped away from yourself, or stripped away from something that used to be you, or stripped away from something that used to be important. At the very least, you have been stripped away from something. It always hurts to forget at first, but then you forget the pain.
Do you think we're done, you self-destructive murderer?
The words come from both inside and outside of your head. Before you on the ground is a writhing mass of flesh and scales and feathers. Okay, I'm gonna follow this guide and see what happens. Say nothing.
Say nothing? Was that you? Great. So you hitched a ride. At least it seems like it's just you. Those other ones were unbearable. Especially that murder Happy Know-It-All. I'm willing to pretend that you didn't just stab yourself to spite me, but don't think I've forgotten a thing. This is an alliance of convenience.
Gurgling liquid bubbles up from open packets of the disintegrating mass in front of you. It is trying to speak, but it no longer has the tissue that speech requires.
Wait, maybe this still counts as leaving together. Come on, let's get the hell out of here.
Say nothing.
Here we go.
You hurtle towards the cabin door, but time seems to slow down the closer you get. In a moment, you're halfway there, and in 2 moments, you're halfway there again, having the distance until the door feels almost within reach.
Come on, we're so close.
You see in a room that is empty. A chain digs into your wrist, binding one arm to the wall. It's quiet, and you are alone. This is what you deserve. This is what you deserve. Oh, shoot.
Well, are you still there?
I'm still here.
Well, that's something. I guess we're really stuck together then.
Sorry I stabbed
Well,
us.
I guess you're paying the price for it, aren't you? Let's just call it even for now.
You're not mad at me, are you?
Like I said, we have an alliance of convenience right now. I wouldn't poke too hard at the edges of that.
Are we still a ghost? Your gaze turns to your hand, solid, then translucent, then solid again.
Huh. I don't know. It's like we're one and then the other.
make up your mind already, body, will you?
What happened to us? What happened to everything?
We're back where I started.
This isn't what it was like last time I died. The last time I died, I got a title card.
That's weird, and isn't how it works for me, but if you want, I guess I can humor you. What do these title cards look like?
Ooh, fourth wall breaking. First one I got said Chapter 1, the hero and the princess. 2, the specter.
Some hero you turned out to be.
Okay, say nothing.
Oh, you're no fun. What is this, our third go-round? Chapter 3, The Princess and the Dragon. You're welcome, by the way.
The click of a latch and creak hinges muffled something is here.
I think that's you.
Your gaze turns back to your hands. They flicker once again.
We're still a mess. It's like you don't really know what we are.
A thump on the floorboards above, and then another. The scraping of metal against the surface, the flickering, and your body stops. We're solid.
So, you took the knife. Of course you did.
Creaking hinges once again, but this time clear, closer. Silence.
I guess that body takes after you, even when you're not in it.
Movement on the stairs.
You're always so loud on the way down.
Oh, is that what I look like? That's so cool. And then a figure emerges, shrouded in a feathered darkness, the world trailing behind it. Its shining blade gleaming against the wooden walls, it stares at you with wild, hollow eyes.
You're missing something important, aren't you?
The head of the figure cocks to the side. Is it inquisitive, suspicious, hostile? Its emotions are unreadable.
I know, because I have it right here.
The silence holds.
Silence. Of course. You really do belong in that body. Hey, I'm talking to you. It's rude to have a conversation in front of other people without letting them in on it.
Oh, you would like to hear what we're thinking, wouldn't you?
He raises the blood above his head, dangling it by the handle in front of his eyes.
But I think we hold the power right now. But she knows about the Decider being gone. That would be a weird bluff to come up with if it weren't true. Look, I love that you're trying to contribute, but I think we need to take a little sidebar. But I don't want to do... I'm so sorry. This will just be a moment.
Silence as the mind in front of you falls back into itself.
Unbelievable.
I'm still gonna say nothing, I guess.
Oh, they're in for it if they think we're just going to sit here in silence again. 1 second. Hey, I'm talking to you?
My apologies. They're really being quite dull in here.
More silence.
I think they want to kill you. At least the new one does. He's very, very passionate about it.
Well, he can try if he wants, but I'm not so sure you all have it in you. Not without your missing piece.
Nah, but that just makes it 2 birds with 1 stone, doesn't it? How tempting. From what I remember, it's pretty easy to kill you the first time around. And this time you're back to being very... what's the word? Fleshy? Yes, exactly. That's precisely the word I was looking for. You're fleshy now. No more of that incorporeality. Trust me, I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't think it would be easy.
Bring it then. But you caught me off guard the first time. It's not going to happen again.
Well, what can I say? I'd back off if I wasn't already overcommitted, so I guess I'll just have to pretend that you're bluffing. Which you maybe, probably are.
Having second thoughts?
Shut up.
You can feel yourself shrink and then grow, oscillating between small and large, weak and powerful. The thing in front of you attacks blaze rays and the wings spreading.
Before anything happens, I just wanted to let you all know that we are not all on board with this. Now, we voted. It was not a majority decision. But we did have a plurality. He shouldn't count. Says who? Says me. He's not one of us. He's been here since the beginning. The old chum really deserves a say. Besides, you'll all thank us when this is finally over and we are officially on top. But enough chatter. Oh, so you finally decided to do something, have you?
Silence for just a moment as cold eyes regard you. And then silence still as soft eyes hesitate. But the hesitation doesn't last, and you feel a sharp sting of cold metal sliding deep into your chest. But you can feel something else, too. Rage flowing from your heart and balling up with closed fists, you throw them at the thing's face and...
You can feel bone crack as her fist collides with your jaw, and then a thud as you tumble across the room.
I'm back in my body.
You are such a disappointment. I'd like to see you do better. The princess rips the blade from her chest and, fury in her eyes, cuts herself loose from her bindings.
Wait, I'm back in my body. Stop, you're getting stabbed. Switch me back.
Oh, you're different. You're back, just as I intended. I was never cut out for leadership, really.
Then I just have to make this next one count.
As she closes the distance, she raises the blade to strike and... kills us. Well, she certainly stabs you, and it certainly hurts. But the knife doesn't leave your body. As you grab her wrists, she drives the weapon deeper and deeper into your chest. Your knees buckle from the pain, and as she forcefully pushes you to the ground,
You are torn between two places.
I'm taking you back.
You are power and you are weakness, you are hope and you are despair. You are acceptance and you are rejection. You are the canvas and you are the painter. You are the victim and you are the victimizer. You are life and you are death, the hero and the princess and the dragon.
Don't let us die here.
You slammed the door in your own face.
Don't let everything die here. You have to end this.
His words were empty, hollow echoes, the ravings of a ghost.
Please.
But he is already gone. The threads all tie themselves together into a loop that does not end.
Does this mean we're together?
You look at your hands, tired and stained in memories.
Maybe. Why were we fighting each other?
You started it.
We needed something to do.
I guess we did.
To new beginnings!
Do you feel cold?
Your peace does not last, nor can it ever. It's time to leave. Memory returns.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And is that a mirror? Why is it here? Why now? I would have kept them in the dark if I were you. What is that supposed to mean? Whatever awful thing I felt before, it feels so much worse now. You'd better watch your back. You can't get rid of me that easy.
Flickering lights in empty cityscapes.
That was crazy. So technically I'm the dragon. Neat. I just thought it was like a crow boy.
But it will give me time to reflect on what I am. We will meet again.
Yeah, and I didn't get a trophy for that. So that must be like some kind of
You're on a path
secret.
And at the end
There's
of that
so much in this game.
And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Okay, oops, I lost my pen. Okay, got that one. Okay, there's so much. So, I still need the adversary, the hypothesis, the beast, the cage. I didn't see that in this guide. And there's still the glitched ones, too. Moment of clarity, deconstruct damsel, unfound, fury. Yeah, I didn't see those in the guide. Okay. I'll just do the ones that I can do. And then I'll try and remember what choices I did and try to find new ones. So that was completely incredible. And some of these are really, really specific. Okay, so let me try and do the adversary again. Let's see if this guide will get me the trophy. Okay, let's go to the cabin.
You make your way up.
Proceed. Okay, take the blade into the basement. She's gonna beat the crap out of me. Continue down the stairs.
You're still listening to reason.
What? Why would you ever think that? And then I'm gonna tighten my grip. Slay the princess. And then finish the job. Okay, the adversary. Okay, let's try this. Okay, proceed to the cabin. Proceed to the cabin. Take the blade, because I didn't take the blade last time.
You take the blade from the altar. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
Enter the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a rough stone staircase, its walls pressing at your sides and tightening as you descend. The air seeping from below is heavy and oppressive, with an almost sulfuric odor to it. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor.
Okay, yes, I brought my knife.
I'm going to have fun breaking you into little pieces.
Maybe she sound like Roxy from Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach. Okay. Can I just slay her? There you go, slay the princess.
Good. With a singular focus, you launch off the wet stone floor of the basement and catapult yourself headlong towards the princess. Here we go. Let's make this count. Oh, we'll make it count, all right. You can feel flesh give way before a sudden impact blunts your momentum, your weapon tightly lodged in the bone of her arm. She grins at you from behind her guard. Pull it out. We'll try a different angle. No, we can do this. Just keep pushing. We're not gonna win if our weapon's stuck in her arm.
Keep pushing.
The princess's grin widens as the two of you push against each other, her fiery eyes and masochistic glee practically lighting up the dreary cave.
Yes, you get it, don't you?
Silently continue pushing.
Yes, you're right. We don't even need to talk about it.
Your balance is suddenly thrown off as the princess pulls you into her knee. It collides with your ribs, and you feel them splinter, cracking like wet wood from the impact. As she strikes you again, you hear the whine of straining metal, and then a snap. It would appear that she's loose. We're fine! But you barely have enough time to notice before the princess follows up and smashes her forehead against yours. Your grip loosens from the impact, the blade still wedged in her arm as you tumble to the cold stone floor. I said we're fine. I didn't say you weren't fine. I was just describing what happened. You might not have said as much, but you certainly implied it. It really doesn't matter. The princess glances down at the blade embedded in her arm, and with near total ignorance to pain, slides it out of its sinewy prison.
You forgot this.
She tosses it at your feet.
Pick up the blade and attack her again.
You and the princess attack each other once again, each of you dealing a single, terrible, lethal blow. Wait, does that mean we're... dead? Or rather, about to be dead. As your blade pierces her sternum, the princess buries her fist into the soft meat of your organs. You feel a few horrifically painful pops, a gush of fluid, and it's over. It's finally over.
No, it's not. We're just getting started.
But it is over. Dead is dead. I know this isn't the happiest ending for you, but you saved the entire world from ruin. There are few better endings than that.
Well, are you going to listen to him? Or are you going to listen to me? Get up.
Get
Wait,
up.
no, that can't be right. Your eyes bolt open and you push yourself back to your feet. Alive.
Ha! I told you. I told you this wasn't over.
What about her? The blade went right through her heart.
What about her? If we're fine, then she's fine.
No, she's dead. She has to be... No! Right. We're all shit out of luck, aren't we?
I knew it. I told you we should all believe in her. This is perfect.
The princess rises from the ground, staggering slightly, one hand wrapped around the hilt of the blade still buried in her heart.
We don't even need to start over anymore, do we? Let's go again.
She pulls the weapon from her chest, barely wincing, and hurls it at your feet.
You know what to do. Again!
But she came back. What's the point of fighting her if she can just do that? All of you need to settle down. This whole situation is coming dangerously close to untethering. She clearly never actually died. You just missed her heart, that's all. Oh, we just missed her heart? Oh, of course, that's all. You were the one who said we hit her heart. You were the one who said it was finally over. Well, I guess I had it wrong. You guess you had it wrong? Aren't you supposed to know everything? I never said I knew everything.
Attack her again.
With an unbreakable determination, you snatch the blade from the floor and stumble back to your feet. Both you and the princess quake with adrenaline as your eyes lock across the basement floor and share a knowing look. Free from hesitation, you close the distance, both you and the princess aiming to end each other. Your blade digs into her neck, grinding against her vertebrae as her fist connects with your body. The impact forces the air from your lungs, stars dancing in front of your eyes as you fail to keep your bearing. You both collapse to the ground before either of you has a chance to survey the damage.
And then we get up.
Yes. And then you get up.
That was a good one. More!
You and the princess exchange dozens of devastating blows. Sometimes you manage to strike first, and sometimes she tears through you before you have a chance to act. But more often than not, each of you fells the other in the same moment. And then you get up and do it again, and again, and again, and again, and again, and again. We're all still here. This is all gonna be okay. Isn't it? Isn't it?
But he doesn't answer the voice. Okay, it's gone.
What are you waiting for? I'm right here. Do you think this is... What is this place?
Did we do this?
Huh. I didn't think we had it in us. But I guess that stuck-up control freak was right.
It's the end of the world, isn't it? It's the end of everything.
Far from it. We're still here. And she's still here too.
The princess stumbles and her body
I
slumps.
feel so... tired.
She's gone. Where does she go? Should we try and find her? And is that a mirror?
Why is it here? Why now? What is that supposed to mean? Whatever awful thing I felt before, it feels so much worse now. Screw that! This can't be the end, it just can't!
I am a growing chorus of contradiction. I will be here.
The bold heart. Bring the adversary to her. Perfect. Okay. Let's do the beast. Continue to the cabin.
A warning. She will. We're not going to go. Ignore. The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale. The blade.
Into the basement. And continue down the stairs.
Good.
We'll see what I can do.
You're only making.
I'm gonna go upstairs and check. Maybe the key's still lying around up here. If not, maybe at least I can find something to break you free.
Okay.
Return to the bottom of the stairs. Slay the princess.
Without hesitation.
Slay
Though
the
your
princess.
nerves are.
And then give up.
Are you serious? As what's left of your blood pools around you on the cobblestone floor, the blade falls from your trembling hands and clatters uselessly against the ground. I suppose you simply lacked the will to finish the job. The princess, wounded but still alive, nervously jumps at the blade and kicks it far away from you before retreating into a dark corner of the room. Her shining eyes watch you from the darkness, unblinking and curious as you bleed out. We can only hope the wounds you managed to inflict will be enough to at least delay her escape from this place. If we're very lucky, they'll kill her before she can reach the outside world.
After all this time alone, I thought I'd finally found a friend, but you were just another monster, weren't you?
This is the end, isn't it? Before you can answer, everything goes dark, and you die. You're on a path in the woods, and at the end...
Okay, proceed to the cabin. Proceed to the cabin. Okay, just enter the basement.
No steel claw. Do you think we can talk our way out of this? I don't think she wants to talk.
We'll make it work.
I guess we'll just have to trust that we made the right call. It'll still be here if we need it. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing what's left of an old wooden staircase. It's still sturdy enough that you can make your... A shiver rushes up your spine and pulls you upright. The air's shifting. She's getting ready to pounce. Move, now.
Stand still.
There's a shift in the humid air, and something enormous, the princess, lunges from the shadows, her maw unhinged and dripping, her eyes fierce and full of hunger. She is too quick to outrun, too nimble to outmaneuver, too determined to overpower. This is her domain. You are devoured. I guess that's it then, isn't it? Unfortunately for you, no, this isn't it. You are in a dark and caustic place. A thick,
Ew.
fibrous lining constricts around you, its slick surface impossible to grip. Your hands scrabbling uselessly at your surroundings as they compress in on you. Your lungs can barely expand in such a tiny space. Not that the humid, finite air grants you more than a few shallow breaths at a time. The liquid pooling beneath you starts to seep into your skin. You itch, then sting, then burn as the acid begins its slow work.
When I killed you, I tried to leave this place, but it wouldn't let me. You belong down there, it screamed at me. The world is better off without you in it.
The flesh around you rumbles as the princess begins to move, her thundering footfalls twisting you helplessly about. Your skin protests as the corrosive liquid sloshes around you, but there will be no respite for you in sight. The burning grows stronger, and you can feel layers of you being peeled away.
But you don't belong down here. You came from somewhere else. You came from out there. So I consumed your dead heart, and I carried it in my throat, and I draped what was left of you on my back, and I threw myself against that door.
She stops, her muscles tensing around you, and through the muffling layers of her flesh, you hear the whine of straining metal. And with a pop, she lurches forward, your body lurching right along with her. Her chains. She's loose.
But even then, it denied me freedom. You cannot fool me by draping yourself in decay. I know your true nature, and it is suffering.
Gravity pulls at you as you're hefted upwards, the distant creaking of ancient wooden steps barely audible over the thudding of the princess's heart.
And then it was gone, and I was here. A new enclosure, a nicer cage, but still a prison. I learned from my wounds. You're alive now. We can leave together.
Does that work? Could she free herself if we're alive in here? Do you really need me to give you a definitive answer for you to understand that the situation is grim? Stop her. Do something. We don't have steel, but we have tooth and claw. Tear through her before we are her.
You can't just leave, let me go.
Oh, can I?
The click of what you presume to be a door ripples through the layers of suffocating flesh.
That wasn't so hard.
You feel her take another massive step, and then another, and then... It's gone quiet, hasn't it?
You can feel turning in the forms around you and then a wet tunneling before you ejected to a place that is nowhere at all.
I guess I don't need you to be a part of me. How lucky for you. This place is cold.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And is that a mirror? What is that supposed to mean? Whatever awful thing I felt before, it feels so much worse now. Death. Real death.
The next time I see
A cunning heart. Bring the beast to her. Okay. What's next? Okay, so I didn't get the prisoner, so I guess I can try it again. because she kept wanting to dismember herself. Okay, go to the cabin. Proceed to the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare.
Okay, I believe I take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it. Good. You're still listening to reason.
Why would you even think that?
That giant knife you're holding kind of...
And then I drop it. Yes.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Okay, we talked enough. I'm getting you out of here.
Oh, you have to be kidding me.
And then I'm gonna go upstairs.
I'll be here.
Return back to the bottom of the stairs. And then what am I going to do? Save her.
Against your better judgment. No, we won't have any...
Okay, and then I warn her.
Stop that.
Resist.
The blade. Move the blade.
Okay, the prisoner. So let's try a different approach. Let's go to the cabin.
A warning.
Proceed. I'm gonna take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It will be difficult to slay the
I
princess.
mean, I think they
and
made me
save the
take the
world
blade
without
anyway,
weapon.
so...
Good idea. Much better to be armed than to go in with blind hope alone.
Okay, enter the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an old stone staircase. A few sputtering torches attempt to vaguely illuminate her voice. Heart.
Okay, so it still says sit with her.
You step towards the princess, but she stops you before you get too close, holding up one shackled hand.
Okay, sit where I'm told to
You
sit.
do as she asks and sit on the floor, still a good distance away from her.
Okay, so I gotta ask about... The other chain on the wall, who's it for?
I don't know, but you could always try it on. Maybe it'll fit.
I hope I don't actually have to say this, but please don't lock yourself in chains. We need you ambulatory if you're going to save the world.
Inspect the shackle.
I wouldn't do that if I were you. And why is that? Do I even need to explain myself? It's a shackle, and it's one without a key. Do you want to be stuck here like she is? And what? Is it going to lock the second we put our wrist into it? I don't know. Maybe it will. He doesn't want us to look at it. That's all the reason we need to investigate. But what if he's telling the truth? He isn't. I am.
Inspect it. Yes? Yeah.
Against your better judgment, you approach the chain dangling from the far wall. The princess watches you with faux disinterest as you inspect it, though she can't fully hide her curiosity. I don't want to say what I'm supposed to say next. What is that supposed to mean? It sounds bad. Is it bad? Yes, it's bad. Come out and say it then. You're just wasting time.
Fine. As you hoist the shackle, its heft shifts within your grasp, as if pulled by some odd magnetism. Before you can so much as blink, it practically leaps from your hands, snapping around your neck. And, as if your situation weren't bad enough, the same magnetism repels your blade, which is flung from your hand and sent skittering across the floor of the basement.
How convenient.
Excuse me? Yes? Are we stuck here now? Yes.
Huh, so it does fit. And I guess it doesn't like your knife. We're stuck here together, aren't we? That's funny.
What are we supposed to do now?
Can't even cut ourselves out. Guess we'll starve.
That's horrible.
It's not all bad. We learned a valuable piece of information.
Not to touch things we're specifically told not to touch?
No, that there's something special about this loose chain. It's clearly important.
Wait in silence.
You and the princess wait in silence, though neither of you knows what you're waiting for. But you're waiting for something. You're waiting for anything. This is so boring.
There must be something we can do to get out of here. There must be something we're missing.
But there isn't. Time passes. It passes and passes and passes. And the basement of the cabin remains much the same. It is cold and silent. At least the world is safe. It isn't. You're stuck. Too far away from both the princess and your blade to do much of anything. But she's not ending anything. She's just sitting there. Her very existence is a threat. It harms everything around it.
How exactly does that work?
It just does.
But
your line of questioning is interrupted by the passage of even more time. And after that, even more time passes again. And let me guess, the cabin remains the same.
If time is passing, the cabin can't be the same. Even if the differences are small, they have to exist. That's just how things work.
I suppose you're correct. Things are changing. The differences are small at first, a bit of weathering here, a bit of erosion there. But then they get larger and larger. You continue to wait in silence, and the cabin continues to change. The decay comes faster now. You can see earth through holes in the stonework, can watch lichen spread along the seams of the walls.
That doesn't make sense. Has our entire concept of time changed? What happened to starving? We should have died by now if the rocks around us are starting to erode.
She hasn't starved.
I guess she hasn't.
Even more silent time passes as you watch roots push themselves through the increasingly porous walls of the basement. Dirt seeps inside, flowing across the stone floor like a liquid, covering the ground and threatening to swallow you both. Time continues to pass, and pass, and pass. Until suddenly, there are no walls. And then...
I think he's gone.
Would you look at that? We made it out of the cabin, and nothing bad had to happen to either of us. So this is the outside world. It's cold.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And is that a mirror? Why is it here? Why now? What is that supposed to mean? Whatever awful thing I felt before, it feels so much worse now.
No, that can't be right. There has to be something more.
Oh, this is already then. Sweet.
I think you know what I am.
Okay, and that was the prisoner.
I can finally see you, and you can finally see me.
Okay, what happens
After the
now? I guess I'm just gonna slay her this time.
Violence has always been our language, hasn't it? If this is what it takes to save you, then so be it.
To question everything is to deny the truth in front of you. By believing in your suffering, you make your suffering real. By believing in your limitations, you placed a shackle on your neck. Bound for eternity, you saw the need for impermanence, and it was through that need that you carved our freedom. Without impermanence, the suffering of living things is infinite. Would you strip my gifts away and leave everyone to suffer in the dark?
But you say nothing. You are the venom. Pray for something bigger than you that stalks and slinks in shadows. Within, you are tightly bound and choke on heavy air as acid burns its way into your pores. A nest of things devouring within things devouring. But even when dissolved, you gifted me a life. Perhaps it was fear that drove you. Perhaps it was compassion. But the outcome of an act matters more than its intentions. There is a natural order to the cycle of things sustaining things. A world without sustenance is a world without relationships. And it is our relationships that give us form and substance. And so your quietude continues.
Let's see how she appreciates this.
The sensation of bleeding and sweating and breaking and mending and dying and living comes back in vivid color. You feel the shame of 100 deaths and the pride of 100 conquests. All of the peaks and valleys weaving themselves into a single tapestry, free of beginning and free of end. Do you remember when we killed each other with such fervent passion that death itself no longer sat on our shoulders?
Is your unbroken silence a lack of an answer? Or has your understanding begun to move beyond words?
It once was one, then was two, and then was one again. You gave me shelter when you burned mine down, and then you struck another match. I pulled you from the ruins, and then we built a life. What once was one, then was one again.
peace didn't last. The worm in your heart came for us. It took you from me, and I took you back. What once was one, then was two, then was one again. You and I are bound together. To rid yourself of me would be to leave yourself forever incomplete. Still, you hide the contours of your heart from me.
A boundless torrent of blades cut you from boundless angles. You are a body. You are gory ribbons. You are a body again. And you feel all of it. On and on it goes until your bodies are not your thoughts, are not you. Alive, dead, then alive and dead, all at once.
You learned to put yourself away, and in your stillness you rose above me. You died countless steely deaths, and you lived countless short lives, and yet it is all so far behind you. I pushed you to a greatness you never would have reached without me. Your stoicism knows no end.
As the clash between you abates, you begin to shake, your will rapidly dissolving.
Nothing is immutable. Everything that is exists only in relation to everything it isn't. There is no constant. There is no center. You cannot remove something without removing the relations which define it. To destroy what you perceive as evil is to damn everything you perceive as good. Open your eyes and accept what we are. We can leave this prison together.
I have to talk, I don't want to talk.
Even now you think you can destroy me. If it takes all of eternity to break your delusion, I will still break it.
You don't have to face her alone. I don't think you can. You obviously need help if you're going to strike a decisive blow. You're not going to slay her from out here. There's still a piece of me nestled close to where it all began. I can take you there. I can take you to her heart.
It's time to resume our dance.
She's relentless, isn't she? Let's make this quick. Are you ready? You can't, and lucky for you, I'm not going to let you try. Don't think any of the others have forgotten what you said at the mirror. They all talked, and they're not happy. But we can discuss that later. We have a job to do. Do you need me to describe things? That's probably for the best. The stairs.
We both know why you're here. You don't have to draw it out for my sake.
It sounded just like that. A little sharp, a little menacing. And down we go. We shouldn't keep her waiting.
And there you are, knife in hand. That sight brings me back. You're going to do it then, aren't you? You're really going to kill me. You'll have all of eternity to yourself after this. Why don't we chat a little before I go?
So this is it then. Let's see this through.
So, that's how it is. Whatever world you want to build without me, I hope it works out. Despite our differences, I've always loved you, and I wish you nothing but the best.
You blink and the princess is gone. All you have left of her is a small melancholic weight that sits at the borders of your heart. Whatever action brought you and the princess into being was rough and jagged and left each of you with a piece of each other. By destroying her once and for all, you also destroyed a part of yourself. But the world hasn't ended. Things continue on.
She's gone. And I don't think she's coming back. It's quiet here. He's gone.
You thought we'd be gone. Thought you could taunt us with death.
We never left. We've just been quiet, hiding somewhere else. But we don't need to be quiet any longer. We're the house now. We get to make the rules. And I'm not sure you'll like those new rules.
You should never make assumptions about things you don't know. Like whether or not the voices in your head will be gone for good.
Torturer. And to think I thought we could rely on you. Can't even trust ourselves. This is going to be fun, isn't it?
Slaying our beloved and threatening us with damnation. There's no good ending for you.
You all need to lighten up. Telling us we were going to die was funny. I'm not sure they agree with you. Voices get around.
Knives out, boys.
It's time to get to work.
Okay, a new unending dawn and everyone hates you. Perfect, that's what I wanted to get. Boop boop ba-doo ba-doo. I did this one. I did that one. So I think this is a good spot to end today. I did a lot. And there's still a bunch of trophies, but a lot are not in this guide I have. So I either need to just find them on my own or I need to find another guide. This game is so cool. Let's see. Oops. We still have a bunch. Leave with her at the end of everything. Go back to where it started and meet her face to face. The end is never the end. It's never the end. You're the same. Defeat her without any outside help, and then offer her grace. Destroy her without any outside help, and then find a new world. I tried to do that, he wouldn't let me. Destroy her without any outside help. I tried. One might resist the divine, but it's very hard to kill a god. There's no shame in failing. Okay, so that one probably comes from the tower. Oh, yeah, because that is still counts as a thing, even though I didn't get a trophy for it. Better to linger with your nightmares and let them run wild. Okay, so that's another one with the nightmare. come with a princess and very little innocence may involve, but does not necessarily being eaten. But I did get eaten. Sometimes the only way to break a vicious cycle is to put your heart on the line. Seeing the worst sights the prison in the world can offer, you can choose to walk away empty-handed. You don't need the world for your happy ending. Huh, okay, well I'm going to end it here. For those who watched, thanks for watching. Until next time.